Greetings and salutations, my operators, and welcome back to the Great Aceattorney Chronicles. Last time, we got through the first day of the trial, where we learned that there was another conspirator. Also, another balloon. The engineer who made the machine is a well-known conman. And my assumption is that he tried to, well, he did successfully kill the investor and tried to pin the blame on our inventor friend and hope to get the grant money for himself. So, we're trying to investigate how this all connects. Got that. Onward. October, 2:41 p.m. Naruhodo's Legal Consultancy.
Oh, this room. It's been too long. It hasn't changed in the slightest, though. And it's been some 6 months, hasn't it? That's a long time for things to say so familiar.
I didn't know when you might return, and I wanted everything to be as you left it. But it has been some 6 months. It's true.
So is your father alright, Susie? What happened? My father?
Yes, Professor Mikotoba! I mean, it was half a year ago, but that's why he went back to Japan. Because of the telegram you received, saying he'd fallen ill with a very high fever for some unknown reason.
That's right. I was so surprised to learn that you'd be coming back so soon. Surprised, but happy. I think I wrote about it in my letter to you. That it was all a trick. My father is in fine health, and I'm obviously very relieved about that.
Well, we're all delighted to have you back.
It was quite by accident that I've been able to return to Europe, actually. It's because of a very grand conference called the International Forensic Science Symposium.
The International Forensic... That's the same symposium Lord Strongheart mentioned.
Anyway, I've arrived safe and sound. That's all that matters. And all that matters is that I'm here now. After all, I haven't yet fulfilled my promise to you, Iris. Oh!
You must tell us everything that happened while you were back in Japan.
Yes, of course. I shall.
And there's one other thing. Something you wrote in your letter that particularly grabbed my attention. About you-know-who. About Kazuma.
I know. I'll tell you all that I can.
Back in Britain.
When I first arrived back in Japan, I really thought I'd never be allowed to return to Britain. But curiously, after that awful trial at the Supreme Court, Father's mood changed entirely.
The awful trial? Oh, yes. For the murder of Giselle Brett.
Oh, you dressed as a man then, didn't you, Susie? Oh, well, yes. Since women are forbidden in the courtroom, no choice. Wow, amazing! I wish I'd seen it. Don't you, Bruno?
Yes, I suppose so.
I want to play being a lawyer now. I want to wear a false mustache, maybe.
I don't think any mustache could hide the fact that you're just 10 years old, Iris. There's something else I've been wanting to ask you, Miss Susato. It's about the real reason why Professor Mikotoba summoned you back to Japan. You said in your letter that it was something to do with the convict's loot we found in Mr. Nasumi's lodgings.
That's right. The very large dog collar we found with the D emblem on it. It seems Mr. Nasumi included a drawing of the collar in the report he submitted about his time in Britain. I understand that when Father saw the report, he turned as white as a sheet. Why would that be then?
Can't be.
Father came to Britain himself, of course, to study. It was some time ago now, but he stayed for 6 years. I can only imagine that something must have happened during that time.
6 years. Murders.
But if he refuses to tell me where it was, then I intend to find the answers for myself. And I've decided that I, for one, won't keep any more secrets. Oh, Susie!
That's a very meaningful look Susawa-san's giving ours there. The Forensic Science Symposium. Lord Strongheart mentioned something about that symposium too. I think he said that investigative authorities from 40 different countries would attend.
Yes, and from Japan, my father and Judge Jigoku have been invited. Something of an honor, I believe.
Well, Professor Nikotoba is the leading expert in forensic medicine in our country after all. But who's the other person you mentioned? A judge, did you say?
Yes, His Excellency Judge Sashiro Jigoku. You met him, Mr. Naruto. Last year, in the Supreme Court, you can't possibly have forgotten. That terrible trial of yours, when you were accused of murder.
Ah, yes, I try not to think of... I try to think of that as a positive turning point in my life these days.
Well, it was Judge Jigoku who presided over that trial.
If I'm perfectly honest, I'd be happy never to see that man's face again in my life.
Oh, well, anyway, as Father was invited to the symposium, he agreed to me returning to Britain, too. He won't actually arrive until next month, but, well, I couldn't wait. So I pleaded with him, and in the end, he agreed to go on ahead.
Oh wow.
He agreed to me going on ahead.
Yes, about the symposium. It seems as though Lord Strongheart has put an awful lot of work to make it happen. It's obviously very important.
I believe it is, yes. As I understand it, Lord Strongheart organized the entire event himself. I think he's hoping that by achieving exceptional results, he'll get the job of Attorney General,
The most senior position in the British justice system.
He's hoping to use his power to create the world's finest policing institution. That's what Father said anyways. Apparently, it's Lord Strongheart's lifelong ambition.
Does Professor Nikotoba know Lord Strongheart personally then? I wonder. Actually, Lord Strongheart gave me a long speech all about this very subject only yesterday. But I sort of lost the will to live early on and didn't really listen to much of it.
How trying for you.
Giselle Brett. A woman whose unforgivable actions ended in me being wrongly accused for a crime I didn't commit. The murder of Dr. John H. Wilson. Yes, Giselle Brett. That's a name I won't forget for as long as I live.
The extraordinary thing is, though, it seems it's a name we should all forget.
Sorry?
Since the incident, our government's intelligence services have been investigating Miss Brett. But it turns out that an Englishwoman by the name of Giselle Brett didn't actually exist.
Didn't exist?
But how can that be? It was a pseudonym. Her real name was Shin. And she wasn't a visiting student either. That was the front. Up front? Who on earth is she then?
What's she then?
Miss A. Shin. Her name is literally... All our intelligence services have been able to ascertain about her. Nobody knows why, or even how she came to be in Japan. It's a complete mystery. But that makes no sense. It's no easy task to be accepted as a foreign student anywhere. What could the woman have been up to? I'm afraid I really don't know. The only thing we can be sure of is that she had some business in our country that we don't yet understand.
And now she's been killed. While all the questions surrounding her existence remain unanswered.
I'm afraid so. A. Shin. Who on earth was she? And why do I feel as though I've heard that name before somewhere? What about Cosmo? My friend Ray's trial. The reporter who actually killed Miss Brett said something very strange.
I know the truth. I know you had a hand in what went on. And that visiting student's fate. Nobody here in Japan knows anything about it. They don't know that the guy never made it to England. That he died on that steamship. And that he'll never...
Obviously, I couldn't ask him to elaborate at the time. But later I visited the man in his prison cell and asked him what he was going to say about Kazuma-sama.
And what did you learn?
After he died on the voyage to Great Britain, his body should have been unladed at the port of Hong Kong and passed into the care of the consulate staff there.
Should have been?
Well, it turns out his body never arrived. It just disappeared.
What? Kazuma's body vanished?
Our government tried to cover the fact up, it seems. They erected a grave on the cliffs by our hometown. Except Kazuma-sama isn't there.
Did Professor Mikotoba know about this?
Yes, it would seem that he did. But he didn't tell me. They're still investigating what happened to Kazuma-sama's body as we speak.
A rich person must have bought his body to eat. You always know how they're dabbling in weird medicines. And a young Japanese man? A fine ingredient.
I just don't believe it. Why is this acute feeling of apprehension I have all of a sudden?
The Cosma Mystery.
Thinking back now, some of the things that happened on the SS Bureau were definitely strange. I mean, after he died, we never saw his body again, did we? Could it be? Could it be that he's actually still alive? Stop it, Mr. Naruto. It's too much to bear. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. Just thinking about the possibility pains me. So very much so. Cast your mind back for a minute, Mr. Naruto. When Kazuma-sama was discovered, Mr. Shones was there, wasn't he? And he definitely examined the body. I remember it clearly.
Ah, you're right. So if Kazuma hadn't actually been dead at all, it would mean that Mr. Sholmes had lied to us.
But there's no reason why he would possibly have done such a thing.
I suppose that's true, yes.
The idea that he might still be alive somewhere. It wants to fill me with hope. I can't let it. Because if it turns out not to be true, then I'd be back at the bottom of that awful pit of despair again. I'm terrified of what that might do to me. Oh, Miss Susato. I know she's given the idea of the thought it deserves. It's Susato we're talking about, after all. So I probably shouldn't push it now. Oh, I got like several bug bites in the same area. And I think it's because of the mosquito got in my pants somehow. Alright, what are we doing? Okay, move yet. Wait, what am I doing? Mr. Sato, do you see this? You have such great expectation in your eyes, Mr. Naruto. I'm afraid nothing particularly useful comes to mind at all. Oh, sorry. I'm not sure what I was expecting, really. How about this paper, Mr. Sato? Yes, it's all about the Great Exhibition. I've been dreaming about it, you know. I'm sorry to say you were going to miss it. Oh, I'm sorry that you were going to miss it when you were called back to Japan. So was I. I felt desperately unlucky. But here I am, back in London while it's underway. It's a dream come true. Perhaps you're not as unlucky as you thought then. If we've helped Professor Harebrained out of his terrible situation, we should all explore it together. And of course, we must invite the Professor's good friend, Lord Van Zeeks, as well. Your luck might not stretch that far. Okay, nope, don't want that. Nope, not there. Oh, okay. This was used to shoot down the balloon, was it? Yes, with a flaming arrow. It's quite a formidable weapon. I'm quite accomplished with a longbow myself, you know. No, really? If you were to bounce an apple on your head, Mr. Naruto. I'm quite confident I could hit it from a good 15 meters away. Quite confident, you say? Does the apple necessarily have to be on my head? Wait, nothing there? Am I supposed to be examining something? Oh, maybe I'm supposed to talk about ours. Yeah, there she is. It must be about a year ago now. I wrote a really long story based on some of my father's old notes. It's about one of Hurley's greatest exploits. I call it the Hound of the Baskervilles. But then Mr. Sholmes forbade you from publishing it. And put the manuscript somewhere nobody could get their hands on it. Well, no, not really. So nobody knows anything about it, apart from Hurley and I. But for some reason, you knew the title of it, didn't you, Susie? Oh, it sounds so exciting. The Hound of the Baskervilles. I should love to read it. And you wouldn't tell me. How'd you come to know it? Yes, but I made you a promise that I would explain one day, didn't I? I think it's time. Oh! I'm only sorry I've had to keep it from you for so long, Iris.
Shouldn't Sholmes be here? I feel like Sholmes should be here. Wait, does Sholmes know? Anyways, The Hound of the Baskervilles. I really should read Sherlock Holmes books.
It was completely by accident that I came to know the title of your manuscript, Iris. It was a short while before we left Japan. I was cleaning Father's study and saw something on his writing desk. A large box of papers. There was a label affixed to the box that was written in English. It read, "The Hound of the Baskervilles."
What?
My Baskervilles? My Baskerville story!
I've like lost ability to do voices.
Of course. I had no idea what it was at the time. My father came in and... Susanoo, what are you doing? Oh, Father. Did you look at those papers? No, I simply read the label. That's all. Well, put it out of your mind. Sorry? Forget that you ever saw it, and certainly don't tell anybody else about this. Do you understand?
But what was Iris' manuscript doing in Japan?
I have no idea. But when I heard Iris mention the word Baskerville that day, the title just slipped out. I would never have guessed that it was an unpublished account of one of Mr. Sholmes' exploits. When I returned to Japan, I asked Father to explain. They refused to answer any of my questions, and there was no sign of the big box in his office. That's really all I know about it. I've no doubt that Father has a very good reason for being so secretive about it, but still, I made up my mind to explain myself to both of you. Well, thank you for being so honest, Susie. So, Mr. Naruto, I'm ready to start investigating if you are. I've committed every detail about the case to memory. And Iris has told me about the disturbing happenings at the Waxwork Museum as well.
So, you're fully abreast of the situation already, Mr. Sato. I expect nothing less, to be honest.
I would think our first port of call should be to investigate this Mr. Drebber, the engineer responsible for building the elaborate machine that was used to effect this extraordinary trick.
Yes, a conjurer of sorts, by the sounds of it. Well known in the field of science and magic.
Then we need to go and arrest him.
Well, yes. You must know the truth behind this case, so I agree we really do need to find the man.
It sounds like it's a case of tracking someone down. Which is a job for the police, or a great detective.
Are we supposed to guess who she might be thinking of? We don't have much time, so we need to get started straight away, I think.
Good idea. Well, best of luck then.
Oh, you're not coming today?
I'm going to Brixton Road shortly for the herb market. But let me know later how you got on, won't you?
That low, Rock. The pull of the herb market must be strong. A new location added. Maybe the prison first? Talk to Professor Hairbrain? Egad, I gave him chalk! 23rd October, local prison cell 11. What's he doing? Okay. Fried fish skin? Not as good as a snack for streaming as fried chicken skin. The fish skin, like, becomes dust in your mouth. It's good, but it comes like really small chunks. It gets stuck in my throat, like super easily. It's crazy. Ah, tasty. But choke hazard.
He's... oh my. The whole wall of the cell is covered in mathematical equations.
And he's still writing more now. Professor? Sorry to interrupt. Oh, Mr. Naruhodo! And who is this young lady?
My name is Susaru Mikotoba. I am Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant. It's a pleasure to meet you, Professor.
Oh, if only I'd met a fine young lady like you, or young woman like you sooner. None of this would have happened. No, that's not logical. That makes no sense at all.
Oh dear, I'm sorry if my presence here upsets you.
I owe you an apology too, Professor. I didn't manage to deliver what I promised you I would in court this morning. No. The whole thing, the whole miserable affair. It all happened because I've been such a complete and utter clot.
Professor Hairbrain, what have you been working on in your cell?
That's the... ah, goddamn, I cannot remember what the arrow means. So if P multiplied minus -1 divided by x plus 1 is equal to -1 divided by x plus 1 to the cube. How the hell be to the cube? How the hell get that? In what world? You'd be very large then. But how would that be consistent? Ah, it's been so long since I've done math. I am very bad at it. Oh, you mean that? Oh, dear me, how embarrassing! I was suddenly struck by an idea, you see, and I simply had to write it down. The wall was all I had to hand. Oh, is it some new hypothesis? Something to surpass super high voltage instantaneous kinesis, maybe? Ah, no, actually, this is my autobiography.
Your autobiography?
How I was diddled and fitted by Albert Hairbrain. Yeah, I feel sorry for being diddled. I found I can represent my odd fortune with only odd numbers in an ambitious set of simultaneous equations.
Really?
I'm going to have to pay back all the loans I took for the kinesis machine, you see. It's going to be a new serial publication from next month. Part 1, an odd birth, an odd upbringing. You can't beat the man's optimism, that's for sure. I see. Well, for now, would you mind if we talk a little more about the case? Oh yes, of course! I've been working through the numbers. I was diddled, I was fitted by the pair of them. Oh my god. My husband and my aloof engineer, Drebber. We're not going to have to sit through an explanation of all these equations, are we? This morning's trial. Everything I believed in has been turned on his head. My research, Mr. Aspen, the kinesis machine, my hypothesis even. I'm sorry it's come to this. There really was no other way. There was really no other way. Man, my dyslexia. I love it. No, it's not your fault. I wanted to protect my work, but in the end, there was nothing worth protecting. It was never my intention to deceive anyone. I didn't want to trick the public.
No, of course you didn't.
But in court this morning, I realized something. Oh? If you've done something wrong without knowing it, you've still done something wrong. Logically, it makes no difference if you are aware of it or not. Ignorance is a poor excuse. The blame still lies with me.
Oh, Professor.
He believed in me this morning, you know. Murloc did. He believed in my hypothesis. Well, I think that was just a necessary factor in the prosecution establishing his case. No, Murloc wouldn't do something like that. I'm sure he genuinely believed it. Did he? I think I understand now. Why it was that he decided to take on the prosecution in my trial, I mean. There's the exposition. After the terrible accident happened, nobody would believe in my hypothesis anymore. Not the police, not the prosecution service, not any lawyers even. I feel like I dealt some kind of finishing blow there. So, if any other prosecutor had taken the case, if it was anyone other than Brock, I'm sure the prosecution would have declared my hypothesis a complete and utter nonsense.
And in that case, you would have been declared a fraud yourself, Professor.
Exactly. Which would have been a fate worse than death for me. But Brock insisted that I was a proper man of science from start to finish.
You think that's why he...
I know him very well indeed. He's an extremely kind-hearted soul.
But that extremely kind-hearted soul spent all morning trying to paint you as a murderer, didn't he?
Well, admittedly, that part of the analysis appears to have some flaws in it. Yeah, what about the whole Reaper side of things? How does that fit in with the kind-hearted soul idea? Mr. Aspen. Do you think he set out to trick me from the very start? I'm sorry to say, that does seem likely, yes. When I first met him, he introduced himself as a wealthy financier. He looked over my papers I'd written and said my work would benefit all humanity and must be pursued. He was so enthused. He was so empathetic. But in reality, he was the mastermind of some vast criminal network, it seems. I still can't believe it.
As the machine was essentially a set decoration for some stage magic, it probably didn't require a large amount of investment, actually.
For the scale of it, it wasn't just some small trick. It was a very elaborate feat of deception. All young scientists are full of hope about their burgeoning ideas, full of zeal. But none of us have any money. We want to do research, but we can't afford it. Many of us take on barely legal part-time work to try to earn just a few measly pennies to carry on. To go through all of that, only to be taken for a complete fool. It's too London to believe. It is, I agree. And that's why we have to find those responsible and bring them to justice. Mr. Asman is no more, of course, which leaves only the engineer.
Mr. Enoch Drebber.
Is he an engineer or a magician? Or a swindler? It was about a year ago when Mr. Asman first brought Drebber to meet me in my laboratory. Since then, I've met him many times to discuss details about the kinesis machine. But at no point did you have any inkling that he was just an illusionist? Oh, he definitely wasn't just an illusionist. What do you mean? He was a wealth of deep scientific knowledge. There's no question that the man's a genuine scientist. It's instantly apparent in conversation. I see.
But the wretched man deceived you, Professor. It's unforgivable. We must do everything we can to find him and bring him to justice. Are there no more clues you can give us as to his whereabouts?
I'm sorry. We only ever discussed the kinesis machine. Nothing else. Although, just once, I did visit his workshop. What workshop? Drebber's enormous fabrication laboratory, where he constructed my great machine. Professor, you're an idiot. Why? Why did you mention this before? Not Drebber's workshop. There's every chance we might find the man there. Drebber's workshop. So you've been to Drebber's place of work, then? Yes, just once, you understand. It was an enormous place. Plenty of room to construct the kinesis machine, you see. Where can we find it? We have to go there at once. There's a good chance we'll find Drebber there. Well, yes, definitely. I'm sure. As in, I'm sure you're not going to want to hear this. But I have absolutely no idea where the workshop is at all. I'm so sorry. I was more than half expecting that. You see, I was blindfolded in the carriage the entire way there. He blindfolded you? He wasn't taking any chances then. That place was incredible. The pinnacle of modern engineering. Even the oil he used was the very best. A special French machine oil that's impossible to obtain in Britain. Ah, the indescribable scent of that imported oil. Perfumers across the world should forget their secret formula and use that instead. What do you think, Mrs. Sato? Oh, do the machine for your next birthday?
I've never used any kind of perfume, Mr. Naruto, and I'm not sure I'd like to start with that. I don't suppose you know even part of the workshop's address, Professor. You don't have a business card from Mr. Drebber, for example?
The man was clearly very cautious, Mr. Sato. I'm sure he would never have. Ah! Yes, I do! He gave me his business card once. It's right here, look! What?
Let me see that.
Throw etiquette to the wind, don't you? Why don't you?
Enoch Drebber, engineer. I'm afraid that's all it says. There's no address.
No. Oh well. I can't say I'm surprised. Still, this could be useful. Drebber's card has been entered into the record. What's this? This dark smudge here.
I think perhaps it's machine oil.
Ah, yes, possibly. Professor Harebrained mentioned something about the oil Mr. Drebber uses, didn't he? He said it was specially imported. Very high quality oil that's impossible to obtain in Britain.
Yes, that's right. But more importantly, it's more fragrant than the finest perfume. So, excuse me a moment. Oh, it doesn't appear to have any scent at all.
Don't worry, I expected that just because there's such a tiny amount on here. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Why does it have a plus and minus? Maybe we meet the copier. Inspector Gregson. October. The Great Exhibition Grounds. Foot of the Crystal Tower.
I had no idea there were so many people in the world.
I know what you mean. It's really packed here today.
It feels as though it's taking us 2 hours just to make our way through the crowds to this point.
Has it? I shut my brain down, but I didn't really notice, to be honest.
Gosh, I do wish your absence of mind I do wish I had your absence of mind sometimes, Mr. Ohodo.
There you are. I have a feeling your lot will show your promotion before long. There he is. Oh, Inspector Gregson. I see you're hard at work as usual. Long greetings to you. I do hope you've been keeping well since we last met. What's with all the ceremony? We just saw each other in court this morning. Not you, Sunshine. The gentlewoman so loyally at your side.
Oh! Well, thank you, Inspector. How good of you to notice.
He might be a bit rough around the edges, but he's still a proper English gentleman at heart, I suppose. As you probably guessed, we were hoping to investigate the scene some more. Right, well, that's the young trainee's domain. Oi! Get over here, Gina! She seems to be busy playing with a puppy. Probably giving me a traditional East End training.
Gina? She's a police officer now.
Amazing, isn't it? She's a good kid, actually. Heart's in the right place, anyway. He's got a big detection bug. She's got the detection bug, if you ask me. Yep. I think she'll follow in my footsteps nicely. What do you mean? I'm being transferred. It's time for me to say toodaloo to London.
Oh no, really?
That's a bit sudden, isn't it? I had no idea. Where are you going to be posted then? We'll come to see you. We'll come to see how you're getting along. Haha, not likely. But you're welcome to try. If you don't mind a trip to France, that is. To France? I've been working in the Paris police prefecture. Should be right my alley. But France? It's an entirely different country. I don't understand. Why would you be sent there? That's the way the adult world works, Sunshine. And don't go poking your nose in where it's not wanted. I'm gonna tell you to take the kid with me when I go. What? You're taking Gina to Paris? Well, I can't leave her here in London. Who knows what'll become of her. I suppose he's worried, but she's worried. She slipped back into her slipping hand. She slipped back into her slipping her hands in people's pockets and purses.
I don't think he's worried about her pickpocketing, Mr. Nahito. I think he's worried about the meat.
Oh, of course. Right. So that's playing on Inspector Gregson's mind too, is it? Anyway, I haven't mentioned any of this to Gina, so don't go blabbing, you hear me? No, of course not. I'm gonna keep that diving diva safe and sound until all this is over at least.
call me a bloomin' Darwin diva again?
So you heard that, did ya? Right, well, any questions about the scene, you can put them to my capable detective diva here.
Alright then. You heard the boss. Inspector Lestrade's in charge here now.
I suppose I better keep my word and not mention anything about Paris. So, Gina, you got a new dog, have you?
Isn't he great? Isn't he great? Toby's his name. Oh, how delightful. He's absolutely adorable.
Yes, the dog does seem lovely. But it's the not so lovely Inspector Gregson that's playing on my mind, to be honest. Investigating the scene. Gina, we were actually hoping that we could investigate the scene again.
Yeah, alright. If it's around here, you can do what you like.
Oh, that's alright, is it? That's alright, is it?
I'm gonna be playing with me new friend here.
Ah, yes. Toby.
The machine that exploded must be at the top of those stairs, I presume. I haven't actually seen it yet, so if you don't mind. Sorry, you can't go up there, Suze. Oh. Just like I told Odo yesterday, you and I ain't allowed near that wreck. What's it called again? The reason we ain't supposed to touch it? The special
Dispensation for Scientific Equipment Act? Is that what you were thinking of?
That's the one. That's why only them lot are allowed to investigate it. What are they called again? The forensic something.
The Forensic Investigation Team? Is that what you're thinking of?
That's the one, yeah. But isn't it the case that the special dispensation has been lifted? I think so. I don't really get it. To be truthful with yeah. You're supposed to get permission from some bigwig or other, as far as I know. What was his name again? Laura Strange something. I'm not sure that's quite right, Gina. I think you mean Lord Strongheart, perhaps? That's the one, yeah. Apparently, he's always watching the time or something.
So without Lord Strongheart's express permission, we can't investigate on the stage. Today's trial. Oh. Ow. Ow. The snack missed my teeth entirely. I kept hitting my gums. Anyways, today's trial. It was great, weren't it? I had a right laugh. It was a new one on me. That. You know, being caught and not spending the whole time worrying I'm about to be found out. You did keep an awful lot of secrets in all your previous court appearances, didn't you? Yeah, and all those made things odd for me every single time and all. Just doing my job, Gina. But watching someone else getting it in the neck, it's a lot of fun, actually. It was amazing when you showed that dodgy professor's dodgy experiment was a total fix. The dodgy professor, as you put it, Gina, is Mr. Naruto's client. Yes, I'm sorry I wish he wasn't, though. It's the boss I feel sorry for. Sent off to do the impossible. What do you mean? He's supposed to arrest the other cove, ain't he? And in time for tomorrow and all. You know, the dodgy engineer. What's his name again? Mr. Drebber, you mean? Enoch Drebber. That's the one, yeah. So the police are looking for this mysterious man with the black monocle. I guess they would be. It's putting too much on the boss, if you ask me. He says it's giving him gut-ache.
Oh dear me. But I do wonder if that isn't actually from all the fried food.
The engineer's whereabouts. So Scotland Yard are trying to track down Mr. Enoch Drebber. I wonder if they've had any luck. He's really funny looking. Got two eyes what don't match. Saw a glimpse of a picture of him earlier. I mean, I didn't actually pinch it or nothing. Nothing. The old devil's cut. Sorry? Who? You know, that Scowling Reaper what's got always glugging down glasses. Oh, that blood red Blanc.
Ah, the Venzies.
He's always at infamy at that cove. Don't know what he's always scowling about, mind. Probably would have been a pretty good boss at the goes. He'd rather be the Reaper's apprentice than detective's trainee. The way I see it, if the choice is between a chip-guzzling detective and a chalice-glugging demigod, you're equally badly off with both. I suppose you're right. I hadn't studied it like that. Glad we put that one to bed. Anyway, the point is, everyone at the yard's dead set on finding the fish engineer. But there don't seem to be any clues to go on. So they're stuck. There's nothing that can lead us to Drebber at all? What about Toby the dog? Where did you find that little mutt then, Gina? Oh! Don't be so flaming rude, Odo! Slight overreaction, don't you think? He ain't no mutt, right? Alright. Toby's how do they put it? Oh yeah, a bona fide detective. Sorry? I've given him a proper title and everything. It's Chief Inspector Toby to you. More senior than Inspector Gregson, is he?
Oh, so he's a police dog, is he?
The police recruit dogs now?
I've heard that they're already being used officially in Germany as part of their city policing. They're used for chasing criminals and such like. They have a wonderful sense of smell, after all. I have a fairly good sense of smell myself, as it happens. I can tell undergarments that have been freshly laundered from undergarments that haven't. That's nothing compared to this little fella, Odo. Oh, really? I'll go to what the boss said. Must be it's got a good whiff of your drawers. You could chase that scent to the other side of the world. What? To the other side of the world? You mean you can swim? That's what you're talking about? Mr. Naruto, I think you may have missed the point by rather a wide margin.
I just can't believe this little dog has such an incredible skill. I'm telling you, Odo, there's gonna be more and more dogs doing their bit for the police in the future.
Yes, I agree.
Right, one of those days, they'll be barking out orders at us lot, not the other way around. Ah yes, plan of the pooches.
Oh dear, sorry Gina, I don't think I agree with your vision quite that much.
Well anyway, whatever you think about that, Toby is Britain's first police dog. I found him down the East End the other day. Someone had just chucked him out on the street. There you go. There you go. I knew she'd lifted him from somewhere.
Oh Gina, you're such a kind-hearted soul, aren't you? To children and to animals.
Can he find our engineer friend? About this, Gina.
Yeah, I'm still learning me letters at the moment. I only know A to E, so if it ain't too much bleeding trouble. Ah, actually, Gina, it's the back of the card that's important. Yeah? How come? There's just a dirty old smudge on the back, that's all. It turns out that this is a very high quality French machine oil. It has a very particular scent, apparently. You don't say! Let's have a whiff then. You sure? I don't smell nothing.
No, we didn't mean that you should smell it.
Oh, right. You mean Toby?
His sense of smell is so good, he can track people over oceans, can't he?
Also, the hairbrain informs us that this oil is unique to Mr. Drepper's workshop.
I think he's picked up the scent.
So you mean, if he follows the scent of this oil, Toby could lead us to that dodgy Cove's workshop? That's right. That's exactly what we were hoping. Alright then, we'll give it a go. I'll just boil that.
What? Wait, when did you... What's the pickpocket?
If I can lead everyone to that Drepper's workshop, that'll be the boss's boss before next week. Oh yes, Gina. I'm sure you'll be promoted.
Poor Gregson. Alright, let's talk to Strongheart, I guess, get permission. Oh. 23rd October. British Supreme Court. Lord Chief Justice's office. Oh. Who's that standing beside Lord Strongheart?
I wonder. I've never seen her before.
Oh, it's actually a woman. Ah, the young champion of the court. You had some success this morning, I understand. And you've thrown the entire government into disarray as a result.
Oh.
You mean because of Professor Harebrain's experiment? Sham science being demonstrated at London's Great Exhibition. The country's been made look foolish, and now politicians are scrambling to respond. Lord Van Zieks is in Whitehall as we speak, giving an emergency briefing. Oh dear, I didn't mean to cause any trouble. None of this is your responsibility. The government is entirely to blame for having been taken in. A special dispensation that prevents investigation at the scene will be annulled later today. Once that happens, our forensic investigation team will move in and deal with that scrap of metal in no time. It's scrap metal now, is it?
Until later then, Lord Strongheart.
Yes, thank you. Who was that? Oh! That's where I recognize her name from. That was Dr. Courtney Thieves, Scotland Yard's esteemed chief coroner. She's leading the forensic investigation team's handling of this case. She was just delivering her report about the victim, in fact. Oh, I see. About Mr. Asman. Following the outcome of the trial earlier, I asked the coroner's office to reevaluate its findings. I don't have time to tell you what she concluded. If you want to know, you'll have to ask her directly. You can find her in the forensic laboratory. Ah, right. Now, what were you here to see me about? I give you 7 minutes and 39 seconds of my time. He's not running quite so spectacularly late anymore. The Forensic Investigation Team. What exactly is the Forensic Investigation Team that you mentioned before? The British Empire's police force must become the most exemplary in the world. For that to happen, it's imperative that we embrace forensic science and everything it has to offer. I first created the Forensic Investigation Team a year ago now. Unofficially, of course, to pave the way.
Goodness, a year ago?
At the next month's symposium, I intend to present the results of their work to the world. Once I do that, the House of Lords will be powerless to oppose the creation of a full-scale forensic division. And once that happens, the position of Attorney General will be mine, and criminals will suffer dearly.
What do you mean?
For too long, those scoundrels have made a mockery of our legal system with false evidence and bribes. The London scum is about to be rounded up and burnt in the fires of hell. I intend to see to it personally. By creating the finest police force the world has ever known, to protect our honor and our future. Look at those eyes. He means every word. Dr. C's is an extremely reliable coroner. When I officially establish the forensic division at Scotland Yard, she will run it as my right-hand woman. Now then, speaking of the symposium, Miss Mikotoba.
Yes, my lord.
Your father should be on the high seas as we speak, making his way here to represent the Empire of Japan.
Yes, that's right. I understand he will arrive at the beginning of next month.
Are you acquainted, Lord Strongheart? With Professor Mikotoba, I mean? It was many years ago now, but yes. I remember Dr. Mikotoba very well. I need to get a quick snack in here. Ah, true. Okay. So about Dr. Mikotoba. If my memory serves, it was some 15 years ago now that your father came to Britain as a visiting student.
It was the year I was born. So 16 years ago in fact.
Mikotoba was a young practitioner of forensic science, and Jigoku accompanied him as a young, promising judge. I don't know that word at all. The punctiliousness and politeness of the Japanese at the time impressed us greatly. Not that I wish to imply impoliteness or carelessness on your part in any way. I didn't think that you were. Dr. Mikotoba studied forensics at one of London's large hospitals. St. Sinners, if I'm not mistaken. The disease was also there, as it happens.
Then, Dr. C's knows my father, does she?
She was a young medical assistant at the time, so I doubt their paths crossed regularly. It's gonna turn out that Susao has a half-brother. But I've no doubt they knew each other superficially. After all, Dr. Mukotobo was here studying his subject for some 6 years in total. 6 years? What a long time to be studying abroad, isn't it?
I lived with my grandmother in those years.
So he left his newly born daughter behind and went overseas for 6 whole years.
It was a rather turbulent time at home.
Oh.
Perhaps father wanted a reason to get away.
What do you mean? Why? Well, clearly something was going on at the time. Lord Van Zeeks. I want to ask you about Lord Van Zeeks, actually. I heard that his older brother was killed some years ago by a math mirror known as the Professor, who targeted nobles and royalty. Is that right? Your Japanese are a thorough lot. Yeah, you Japanese are a thorough lot. You've done your research well. Yes. And you could say it was that very incident that gave rise to the Reaper. What? Why? When his brother, Clint Van Zeeks, was murdered. It was just after young Barack had graduated from the University of London and became a prosecutor. When obvious criminals who managed to evade conviction in court started disappearing, rumors quickly spread throughout the capital. Londoners started to say that wherever Barack Van Zeeks went, the ghost of his dead brother wasn't far behind.
Oh my word. So Lord Van Zeeks isn't the Reaper. It's the ghost of his brother?
Ever since that time, he became a very aloof figure in London's large circles. Oh yes, Lord Strongheart. Go ahead. It's about Professor Harebrain's experimental machine. We'd like your permission to examine the remains, if possible. Are you well versed in science, then? Not in the slightest. In fact, you could say I was barely aware of the subject until recently. Well, the special dispensation legally preventing investigation of the machine is currently being annulled. Within a few hours, Dr. C's team of forensic experts will begin their own investigation. But I suppose until then, there's no harm in you looking at the wreckage, as long as you touch nothing. Thank you. Being able to look at it is better than nothing. Hey, Brodox. Oh, thanks for the like.
And I'll be able to see it too.
Your time is up. You'll have to excuse me now. I'm afraid. Oh. I screwed up that enunciation. You'll have to excuse me now, I'm afraid. My next engagement calls.
We are extremely sorry to have troubled you when you are so busy, my lord.
I have important matters to attend to in preparation for the symposium. You understand? Ooh, new location. Do you think I should check out the experimentation stage first and then go to forensics? Right. Gotta examine the staircase. Oi! That's off limits up there! Try and sneak past me again, and now stuff your gob full of the boss's fish and chips? Yes, please. I love fish and chips. I suppose we We need special permission. Wait, I got special permission. Okay, I guess we'll go to the forensic laboratory then. 23rd October. Forensic laboratory. Ah, couldn't clean the blood off. Isn't that stainless steel table? I believe this is it. Dr. C's laboratory. That chemical smell really assaults the nose. And there's plenty to assault the eyes in here too.
It looks as though the doctor isn't here. But we're here now, so we may as well do some sightseeing, don't you think?
What a seasoned tourist you become, Mr. Sato. We could just have a little look around, being careful not to upset any restless souls. Look at all the bottles on the shelves in these cabinets. What an assortment of chemicals.
These ones here are labeled highly toxic.
Ugh, that's worrying. Because there are also things that look like salt and pepper shakers in there.
Oh yes. And they actually say salt and pepper on them. The doctor probably spends a lot of time in this room, I suppose. Perhaps she has meals in here sometimes.
Life goes on, even when you're surrounded by death. Really, the bloodstain is not notable? A table and a set of sharp tools. When you consider each in isolation, it all looks quite innocent. Why is it that when you put them side by side, they seem so horribly disturbing?
It might be best not to ponder it too deeply. Seeing the large tome that's open up on the desk does make me wonder, though. How can anybody concentrate on bookwork with this acrid odor of chemicals in the air?
You'd either have to have a cast iron constitution, or a really terrible sense of smell. Those large jars seem to have pale things floating around inside them. I suppose they're fruit liqueurs or something, or like the pickled umeboshi plums we make back home.
Ah, Father had jars just like that in his laboratory as well. I expect they're human organs in a preserving solution. Probably as examples of some rare medical condition.
Mr. Sato, there are some things in the world that is perfectly fine never to know about. Ever.
Oh!
So, as I said, I'm sure they're fruit liquors or umeboshi, aren't they?
Of course. I suppose this is Dr. C's desk.
Ugh. I would not like to work in a place like this.
It's very tidy though, isn't it, Mr. Naruto? Imagine how efficiently she must work.
The lighting is poor, which is bad for the eyes, and the chemical smell can't be good for you. Not to mention the skeleton watching over you as you work, which is definitely bad for the nerves.
Well, yes, those are valid concerns, I suppose.
I can just about cope with a one-eyed Daruma doll watching over me, but that's all. Look at this big, thick book here.
Ah, it appears to be an accounting ledger. It's a record of the forensic investigation team's spending, I think. Oh?
What is it?
It's clear that the team purchases various equipment and supplies on a monthly basis, but... well, one entry seems rather strange.
Really? In what way?
They're buying 500 scalpels every month.
500? They must be working really hard on dissecting corpses.
I don't know. Judicial autopsies are only carried out in certain special circumstances. And the scalpel blades can be sharpened too.
It does seem a bit strange. You're right.
500 scalpels a month. What could they possibly be using all of them for? What are you doing?
Ah. Sorry, we, had something we wanted to ask you, but you weren't here, so...
So you thought you'd snoop around? That's acceptable to you people from the east, is it? Well, what do you want?
Well, Strongheart told us, you see, that it was you who examined the victim's body? Mr. Asmon's body, I mean?
So we came to ask you about your findings. On most Strongheart's advice. Very well. If the Lord Chief Justice has given his consent, I'll tell you what our investigation revealed. But when we're done, you must leave immediately.
Your findings.
So, we want to know what the forensic investigation team determined from its examination of the scene. The victim, Mr. Odie Asmon, who disappeared from the experimentation stage amid an explosion, and Mr. Asmon, who appeared moments later, partway up the Crystal Tower, were without question one and the same person. That is the team's conclusion.
But that can't be right.
If it was a alleged trick, we can only speculate about how it was carried out. Let's see. If two people who looked very similar to each other were involved, it could have made it appear as if one single person had switched places, couldn't it? Very true, but sadly, in this instance, that was not the case. The man who disappeared and the man who subsequently reappeared was the same person. The fingerprints at the scene make that quite evident.
Ah, fingerprints.
They're not yet officially recognized as forensic evidence in the British justice system. But one day, they will be used as an investigative aid as a matter, of course. Oh my, but that would mean that the instantaneous kinesis actually took place. So, where does that leave us? My team was tasked with investigating, not drawing conclusions. Instantaneous kinesis is impossible, yet the body did move from one place to the other. But it hasn't cleared anything up at all. It's made the whole thing even more of a mystery. Mama, what is this?
Where did she spring from? And did she just call the doctor Mama?
This is a lawyer, dear.
Hello. To meet you. Pleased to meet you. Yes, I'm a defense lawyer. Renosuke no...
Mama? Yes. Can I cut this one up?
What?
I've never seen inside an Eastern person before. I want to know what it looks like. Of course you can't. It's a live specimen, as you can very well see. Boring.
I think I'm in love. I mean, I just had near-death experience.
Oh dear, it's not Hodo. You're as pale as a corpse.
But let's leave it before I'm mistaken before one. Oh. Doctor. Investigating the scene. Gina? We were actually hoping that we could investigate the scene again. Yeah, alright. If it's around here, you can do what you want like. Oh, that's alright, is it? I'm gonna be playing with my new friend here. Ah, yes, Toby.
The machine next door must be at the top of those stairs, I presume. I haven't actually seen it yet, so if you don't mind.
Sorry, I can't go up there, Suze.
Oh,
It's like I told Odo yesterday. Even I ain't allowed near that wreck. What's it called again? The reason we ain't supposed to touch it. The special dispensation for scientific equipment act? Is that what you're thinking of? That's the one. That's why they only let. That's why only the lot of them, only them lot are allowed to investigate it. What do they call it again? The forensic something. The forensic investigation team? Is that what you were thinking of? That's the one, yeah.
but isn't the case weird that the special dispensation has been lifted?
I think so. I don't really get it. To be truthful with ya, you're supposed to get permission from some bigwig or other, as far as I know. What was his name again? No, Strange something.
I'm not sure that's quite right, Gina. I think you mean Lord Strongheart, perhaps?
That's the one, yeah. Apparently he's always watching time or something.
Actually, we've just recently been to see Lord Strongheart.
Yeah? You what? You met him? Last time the boss was called to go see him. Yeah, he waited for 3 hours at the Cove's office and came back sniveling. Tragic.
Well, Lord Strongheart has given us permission to examine the scene, as long as we touch nothing.
Oh yeah. Honestly. Alright then, go ahead. What if it turns out you're lying? It'll be the boss who gets it. I'll never eat another chip again in his life. So, you're still saying all this is above board, are ya?
I'm sure everything will be fine.
That really would be tragic. Alright then. Them the stairs, off you go.
Oh, thank you, Gina.
Dr. Noto, leave it to me. Sorry? We're gonna get going after that dodgy engineer cove right this minute. But hang on. Someone's supposed to be on guard duty here all the time. I'm afraid we can't help. We need to get on with our investigation as well, Gina. Alright. Oh well, never mind. It ain't gonna be me what gets it in the neck. It'll be the boss. Poor Gregson. Again. Ready, Toby? Got that order sent, have ya? Come on then, boy. See you later.
I do hope the scent of that oil leads them to that swindler's workshop.
Yeah, I hope so too. Ideally, before the dog swims across the channel to France. The stairs lead up to the experimentation stage. Let's go and see what we can find. 23rd October. The Great Exhibition. Ground experimentation stage.
Oh my. Oh, this is the machine. That was used to deceive people into thinking instantaneous kinesis had taken place.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, that's right. Or rather, it was the machine. It's a little worse for wear at the moment.
What extraordinary lengths Professor Harebrained went in order to obtain the research grant?
No. The professor was tricked as well. He didn't know anything about it.
Yes, of course. It is amazing though, isn't it? The scale of the whole affair is so very British.
You're right about that. You'd never see such a grand deception in Japan, that's for sure.
Oh look, is that... Lord Van Zeeks?
I think so. So, I think we're more or less done here, aren't we, Mrs... Aren't we? Shall we, Mrs. Hato?
Already?
He is the Reaper, remember? We do well to keep our distance, I think.
But we have permission to be here, from the top. We're perfectly well allowed to investigate the machine, as long as we don't touch anything.
From the top? Do you mean Lord Strongheart?
Exactly. So we can stay here and stare at this wreckage for as long as we like.
She could have been at the center of the explosion here and wouldn't have bent her steel will.
What the terrible explosion must have been. Even the steel girders have buckled and twisted in the blast.
And what they call the birdcage was right in the middle of all that, just here.
But look, Mr. Naruto. That metal grill on the floor. Looks as though it's designed to open.
It does, doesn't it? If the floor had opened at the precise moment the explosion occurred, the birdcage could have dropped through and disappeared from sight.
I don't think that there's any doubt that this was a very elaborate hoax, is there?
Ugh. Least spiritual man in the world, winner. 10 years in a row.
Be strong, Mr. Naruto. Your country and your assistants stand firm behind you.
Lord Van Zeeks? What? Well... Beautiful weather we're having, isn't it? I thought I was making it quite clear that I didn't want to be disturbed. Apparently, you Nipponese are unequipped to lead this science. Oh, I've read them. So, what are you doing here? Entry to this area is prohibited. Ah, well, the thing is...
Lord Chief Justice Strongheart granted us permission to investigate, on the condition that we didn't disturb anything.
And yet you've managed to disturb me. Ah. Never mind. State your business then. Time to think of it. There are quite a few things I'd like to ask Lord Van Zeeks about. Not least of which is that awful case, even though it's nothing to do with this.
Ask away, Mr. Naruto. You won't know unless you try.
Your brother Clint. So, Clint, how's he doing? I mean... What's the name of your older brother, I understand, Lord Van Zeeks? You Nipponese. I always have to be on guard whenever you're around. So, you've been investigating me, have you? Oh, no, it's not like that. Well, alright, it's a bit like that. My older brother was also a prosecutor. He was the pride of the Van Zieks family. But tragically, a vicious killer took him from us. The professor, you mean? Is something funny? That's the extent of what you've discovered, is it? I shouldn't be surprised. Sorry? There's more to it then? Lackluster work is very much your trademark, isn't it? Beat your ass. Ugh, you're too kind. Are you going to tar all Nipponese with the same brush next? So tell me, what's your interest in that historic incident?
As it happens, Lord Van Zieks, there's a rather curious case that's come to our attention. Are you aware of Madame Tuspel's Museum of Waxwork, by any chance?
I am, naturally. I believe that since last month, I feature in one of the displays there, for public scorn. Of course, the infamous Reaper of the Valley would have an exhibit. Would have to be exhibited, wouldn't he?
Well, in particular, a particular waxwork has been stolen from the place and held for ransom.
A particular waxwork? Which? Wait, you mean? Yes, it's the professor. Mr. Sholmes is investigating the case as we speak. I was unaware of that. He's turned white as a sheet. Enoch Drebber. Are the police trying to locate the engineer, Mr. Drebber, already? Surely that goes without saying. We're very keen to see him found as well. The trouble is, we don't have much to go on, aside from the description of the man we heard in court earlier.
Which, according to Professor Harry, is a tall, thin gentleman who has straight white hair and wears a black monocle.
So, I was just wondering. I mean, I realize it's probably not possible, but...
We'd very much appreciate any more clues you could give us.
Wow, Susawa-san really knows how to take the bull by the horns. Fine, why not? I have a photograph of the man here from an investigation 10 years ago. Though it appears he already had that black monocle at the time. What? Oh, no, nothing. I was just surprised that you shared that with us. We all need the man's testimony in court tomorrow, which means we have to do everything we possibly can to track him down in the short time available. So why wouldn't I show you the photograph?
What is it about Lord Van Zieks? Sometimes I just can't work him out at all.
The photograph of Drebber has been entered into the court record. Ah, the file I requested for the trial tomorrow. Thank you. Are you alright?
I recognize that jawline anywhere. Who is this man, Mr. Naruto?
Lord Van Ziek's apprentice, apparently. So I'm not the only one. Usawa-san can see it too.
Lord Venzeeks, may we speak with your princess for a moment?
With him? Why?
Kazuma-sama!
Kazu. Ma?
I don't believe it. Your posture, your presence. It can only be... It's you, isn't it, Kazuma-sama?
I felt something strange the very first time I encountered this cloaked figure. As if I knew him somehow.
Can it really be you, Kazuma?
Wait! Too late. What's going on here? We'll continue on that tomorrow. I wonder how long this investigation day is going to be. I feel like we've hit pretty much all the spots. Other than going into, let's call it, the wax museum and then the warehouse, laboratory. So I feel like this shouldn't take too much longer until we get to the next trial. Until then, thank you everyone who joined me today, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye!